Hey guys, what's going on? DreamReaver23 here, and today we're going to be starting a new series on a game that's amazing, that I'm in love with, and I think it fits in well with, you know, Minecraft on the channel as well. So, it's called RimWorld. It is by Ludion Studios, or Ludion, however you say it. I say it Ludion, and I'm absolutely in love with this game. It's hard as hell, so difficult, but it's really good. As you can see from this episode, we are on version 11.834. We could go to 8.57, but that might be next episode. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but it's an amazing game. It is a colony simulator, so your you know, games like Towns and stuff like that, kind of that same kind of setup and everything like that. If we look over here on the side, we have a few things that we can do, and I am going to run in background. It can allow me to do stuff to where I can go over here and be like, oh, cool, I can write and mark on the screen, and then let's actually make that a really big size. So yeah, oh, it's so good, and then go away from it. So it allows me to do stuff like that. But so to get started in the game, it's like if you were the graphic style. If you've never seen this game before, shame on you, because a lot of people are playing it out there. But if you haven't before, then comparison-wise, I would say graphically it looks kind of like Prison Architect, and I know I'm going to get that a lot in the comments down below, saying this looks like Prison Architect, and it does. Art style is simple, but it's going to be more simple on a lot of the bigger games like this, or a lot of the more in-depth games like this. Going like with its depth and how you do everything, I would say it leans more towards Dwarf Fortress. It's not a Dwarf Fortress, you know, on the same level. Dwarf Fortress is ridiculously deep, but I would say a good 35–40% of Dwarf Fortress's level of complexity and just like depth and everything to it. So getting started up in the world, you're gonna go through and you're gonna hit create world. And we're going to randomize the seed, blah, 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 blah. We can make the overworld bigger and smaller and everything like that. I think we might go for 300 by 225. Sounds good. Bam. So this seed is, let's make it to where it's one that we can actually read. X5QJ. 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 See how that works? Okay. We're going to go ahead and generate, and it's going to go and it's going to generate a terrain on here. So you're going to be able to see this is the whole world. This is actually a really big world. And you can zoom in, and you can say, yeah, it's the world. So much of a world, is crazy. Look, we got little islands up here. That's cool. I've never made one this big, so now with this you can see, so that's the world that it generated out. You can see the biomes only, and then you can kind of see what those are. So this is a tundra biome, that like greenish color right here, so this will also be tundra. This is new, that's in this latest version. It's an ice sheet, and ice sheets are so difficult because nothing grows on them. There's no animals, and they're so difficult to grow on. It's ridiculous. You can see elevation. So the white spots, or the lighter the color, the higher the elevation, obviously. So this spot right here is ridiculously high. And then you also have like different factions, so different communities. So this is the Chemist District, Outlander Town. This right here, somewhere, is the Gray Crag people. It's a tribal people. You can hit rainfall, so you can see the average amounts of rainfall. The darker the color and everything like that, so like this gets a lot more. 4,264 millimeters a year. This one 1470. This one 119, so very little. And then this one 88. I mean, it gets lower and lower. And then my favorite temperature on this one, blue is really freaking cold. White is just absolutely freezing. So let's see if we can go up to this spot right here. This average temperature in January is negative 104.6. Its average temperature in July is 8.7 degrees. Negative 8.7 degrees Fahrenheit. It never has a growing period. It's only got 64 millimeters of rainfall each year. It's ridiculous. Now, one thing to keep into consideration as well is that whenever we're going to go back over to full version here. Whenever you're down here closer to the, I guess you could say the equator or something along those lines, where the temperature is more hot and whatnot, it's you have a lot more sunshine. Whenever you're up here in the really, really, really high north reaches, whenever winter comes, you have very, very little sun, which makes it difficult for things like solar panels and stuff like that on here. So we are going to go ahead and use this. Actually, you know what? Let's go and do QFPI. QFPI. What's this one going to look like? Bam! Whole new world. A whole new world. Yeah. Okay, so save and finish. So now that's a new one right there. That's a new colony or a new world that we can use. So we're going to go through and hit new colony, and this is how you create a new colony in that world. So you have three different storytellers, right? So you have Cassandra Classic creates story events on a steadily increasing curve of challenge and tension. Phoebe Chillax. Phoebe gives a lot of time between disasters to relax and build your colony, but beware, if she's set to a high enough challenge scale, she'll hit as hard as anyone, and I can vouch for that. And then you have Randy Random. Randy doesn't follow rules. He'll generate random events, and he doesn't care if they make a story of triumph or utter hopelessness. It's all drama to him. And I gotta say, for me, I've played this a lot over the past few weeks, and it's always been utter hopelessness for the whole thing. So I think to do a good Let's Play and everything like that, to kind of build up and have those moments of tension and everything like that, we will actually go through and use Phoebe Chillax, and we're not going to go too high. So base builder is pretty much your normal, right? So if you look at these all right here, free play is very little of the game. Base builder is pretty much just your standard starting scale. Rough. It's a rough planet. Threats can be quite dangerous, and there are no bonuses to colonist mood or crop yields. Challenge. The way RimWorld was meant to be played. It says this level requires strategy, tactics, and luck to survive, and I will say a lot more luck. Extreme, as hard as a diamond-bladed dagger. Enemies are strong, prices are poor, food is scarce, and colonists are grumpy. For those who enjoy digital suffering, that's for you. We are going to go with rough. So we're going to go Phoebe Chillax and rough. And we have our, I'll actually go ahead and close that one down. So this is our new one that we just made. Select it. So, and QFPI is the seed for this place, so you can be able to start off and do this as well. Now we are going to go ice sheet. I am going to show you guys like the hardcore of hardcore and go ice sheet. Typically in ice sheet, you're going to be building inside mountains. That's all you're going to do. You love mountains. They're your best friend. Let's see what the temperature is and see if we can get something to where it's got some... it's really cold right there. All of these are really cold. Negative 88.7 in January. Whew. That is chilly. Alright, so we're going to try to stick right around here. Full. Want to make sure we have plenty of mountain. So how about right there? Negative 74 in January and up to 17 in July. It's still not going to be really, really warm. But hey, what can you say? Let's pop it up to 275, 275. Tested and... You know what? Actually, let's just keep it at 250, 250, since that's your base one that you start off with. We'll go ahead and select site. Alright, so this brings you to your create characters screen. Now, I only have one mod installed on here, and that's called Prepare Carefully. Prepare Carefully lets you get a little bit more depth to your characters and be able to start them off, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm going to show you the basic way of doing it, just vanilla style, and so we won't do anything else. On your create character screen, you're going to be going and trying to find 3 characters, 1, 2, 3, and you want to base these guys for your starting conditions. As the game progresses forward, you'll get wanderers that will join your place, join your site, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing, or both. It could be a good bad thing, a good thing, I guess. I don't know. So when you're getting started off, you want to look at a few different things, right? So male human colonist, age 50. His chronological age is 109 years and 4 months because he's been frozen. He's been in cryo-freeze. And you're going to look at the backstory. The backstory kind of gives you some stuff, right? So, herb world hooligan. Bennett grew up in a dangerous herb world. He quickly learned how to get his daily meals by crime. Such means left little to no space for cooking and growing activities. So, that means he's got +2 to melee, or +2 to shooting, +3 to melee, -3 to cooking. He can't do plant cutting or growing. He can't. So if you look right here, it's going to show you. Can't grow, and he can't plant cut. So growing is part of plant cutting. He has no artistic ability, and so it shows right here. It says incapable of artistic and plant work. He's good other than that. But having that right there is not the best. You don't want them to be incapable of anything. You want them to be more like none of these guys actually starting off. So you go ahead and hit randomize, and we'll see one right here soon. Oh, dang it, I just passed it. Dang it, just passed it again. Alright, so none. He's incapable of none, right? So he was in a coma as a child. So he's +5 to social because he's really talkative, because he didn't get to talk as a child because he was in a coma. But with that, mining and construction are -2. That's not great. Housemate, as an adult, Mei kept house and cared for children while her spouse worked. So +3 to medicine, +3 to cooking, +2 to crafting. That's a good balance. Too smart. The other thing that you're looking at on here is traits. Traits give you different things as well. So Mei is too smart for her own good. She learns everything much faster than everyone, but can be quite eccentric. Okay, so yes, the global learning factor is +80%, which is awesome, except the mental break threshold is +11%. So that means she's more likely to break down, go berserk, and start stabbing her own freaking team, her own roommates, I guess, if you will, in this colony. And she's heat tolerant, which means she's more comfortable in warmer environments. We're in the freaking Arctic. It's not going to work. So, we're not going to use her. Alright, so this is none. The shooting is terrible. There's 5 things that you're going to want to look at whenever you're first starting up. And that's shooting, that's cooking, that's medicine, growing, and mining. Those are your big 5. Construction and everything like that, it works if it's, you know, faster, that's nice. But shooting, medicine, cooking, growing, and mining are your big 5. And so you're going to try to look for those whenever you get started in a new game. We're going to keep randomizing. So this one, they have +10 social. That's not really, you know, awesome. Another thing that you don't want to have is pessimistic traits. So pessimist, what's the other one? Obnoxious? No. I'm pretty sure I'll see it. Cannibal, that always works out nicely. Kind of freaks people out a little bit. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff to get started in. Just before we even start the game, there's a lot of stuff. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go through and get 3 characters and then give you the breakdown of them afterwards. So give me 1 second, guys. Alright, guys. So I am back, and I was able to get 3 pretty good candidates for everything like that. I also named them after a few of my friends here in the YouTube community and beyond, into Twitch and stuff like that. So first we have Zul'jin, which if you guys don't know Zul'jin, I don't know who you're watching out there. Zul'jin is an amazing guy. Make sure you guys check out his channel. I think I'll have I think I actually have it set up over as one of my friends here on people you should check out or something like that. So Zul'jin is a miner. His backstory: he was a medieval slave. Zul'jin grew up pulling carts and digging holes on a medieval world. Simple manual labor is his oldest companion, along with the master's lash. He didn't learn to read until age 9, so he's actually -3 on research. So it gives him problems with the research, but he's better on construction, growing, and mining, which is nice. Zul'jin did the sweaty, grimy work of pulling metal out of asteroids on a deep space rig. He used his hands-on industrial skills daily and wasn't bad in a bar fight either. So he's got +7 to mining on there, which is mining is beast mode. Construction is +3, and melee is +2. So he's not great at shooting. But he is pretty good at melee. His mining is astronomical. His construction is 10. His medicine is okay. He's got a basic familiarity for medicine, so it's only a 3. Nothing great by any means. He's a hard worker, which means he gets plus 15% global speed. Prostophile. Zul'jin feels limited in his feeble human body. He often dreams of going bionic, and he's too smart, which he gets plus 80% global learning factor, but he's also got that mental break. But it was the best that I could do with him. That and that mining is ridiculous. So we're going to use Zul'jin as our miner, as our primary. Well, we use all of them when we're starting off, but you'll see. We have Lady Raven, who is the wife of Geek Tech Media, and awesome people. Love them, know them from streaming, and also through YouTube and stuff like that. So make sure you guys check out the Geek Tech Media on Twitch, and I believe they have their YouTube channel as well, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that one. I just know I'm mainly from Twitch. So Lady Raven is a janitor, as what she's going for. Cave World Tender, so -3 for shooting, but +4 for growing, +2 for mining. So her growing is a 6, her mining is a 6, her medicine is a 2. But the biggest thing I was looking at was Steadfast, which has a lower mental break threshold, a careful shooter, and an optimist. It's nice to have a person that's an optimist because they're generally in a better mood and they're less likely to break down. Overall, I mean, she's pretty general on a lot of stuff. Construction, cooking, as all 3, basic familiarity. So nothing amazing, but I went through a lot to try to find one that was just at least this good. That, and it's always nice to have somebody that cleans up pretty well. So we're gonna use her as well. Lancey Poo. Lancey Poo is 78 years old. Childhood background, stable boy, so he's got +2 to melee, -2 for social because he wasn't able really to talk to anybody. He's not able to warden, and I'm okay with that. He's not able to do any wardening. As an adult, he was a brigand, and he actually flew his own ship. And so he's got +2 to shooting, +3 to melee, +1 to medicine, +2 to cooking, +2 to construction, and +1 to crafting. So it gives him all around like +11. Plus he's got 2 passion flames, so he learns at 1.5 times for shooting. So when he shoots more, he learns more. He gets better at it, which is really nice. No social, as we saw. He's got a 5 on there for medicine, and he's interested in learning more about that. His construction's good, his mining's good. So overall, he's a really good candidate. I do wish we had a little bit more research, something going through here. So we might actually change Lady Raven up. See if we can find anything else rat quick. That's actually pretty darn good, except for lazy, and I don't know what if Damascus does anything. Careful shooter. That's a bit more research. Actually, probably could have used that one. Psychically deaf, green thumb, and a brawler. Got some research. I want more. I want more. 13. Good God. Brawler, bloodlust. Gets a rush from hurting people, and never mind the sight of blood or death. Okay, and psychically dull. I'm actually pretty good with this, but we're gonna have to take that and make Lady Raven over into Geek Tech. And that works out because he's a scientist. Geek Tech, love you, buddy. So, alright, so we're going to use Geek Tech, Zul'jin, and Lancey. And we're going to go ahead and start this game up, and I'll show you guys a little bit more of what we're doing inside of here. Alright, so starting off, whenever the game does load out, you're going to get this little screen that pops up on here. It says, the 3 of you awake in your crypto sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. So, we're gonna let this pop. There's the 3 of us, open up, and we're gonna push space and pause the game. We want the game to stop because there's a lot of stuff we gotta get started doing. So first we need to go and look around. So we have a nice big mountainous area right over here. Now this is a nice little closed in area, so we can actually kind of block ourselves from stuff. Lots of open area over here, but as you can see, there's no animals whatsoever. And you can also see that the temperature outdoors right now is a whopping 3 degrees Fahrenheit. I think in Celsius that's freaking cold, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know Celsius. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to our overview, and we're going to set up our manual priorities, right? So right now this is an X. If we click this, it's going to go through, and we're going to manually go through and say, set these priorities. Now, we're going to make it to right now, all of them, it's basically 5, 4, and 3 for their levels out of 20. So we're going to say everybody can doctor, because if anybody gets hurt, we need other people to be able to doctor them. Anybody can flick, so they can flick switches whenever you have that set up. You're not going to warden, actually. Cooking. Everybody can cook, I guess. Hunting would be useless, but we'll set it up anyways. Everybody can construct. Everybody can repair. Everybody can grow. Everybody can mine. This person's going to be more apt to mine. Everybody can cut plants. You're going to be our primary researcher. Lancy, you were... Oh, what was your specialty? You're going to be our hunter and our doctor. So he's not going to do much for hunting, but still. All right, and then secondly, we're going to go over here to our restrictions. Right now, each one of these is 1 hour, so they are sitting at 8 hours of sleep a night. I'm down for that. That works. I don't get that. Well, you know what? We'll actually set them up to my schedule. No, we won't, because then they'll never get anything. They'll always be exhausted. Never mind. So we'll set it up to where they work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 8 hours of guaranteed work. And the reason why we're doing this is because, and actually we're going to set this up a little bit quicker here. The reason why we're doing this is that whenever they're doing anything, if they have anything on there, they'll still work. But also, if they need to like sleep or whatever, they'll do that. And it makes them to where they typically stay a little bit happier. Not always, because we're on a frozen tundra of a world. Or, you know, an ice sheet of a world, if you will. And then I always give them 3 hours of joy, so that way they can, you know, do whatever. Copy, copy, copy. So you can actually copy and paste these. So this is how I generally get mine set up as a start. It doesn't have to stay this way, but it's what I do for mine. And we'll actually, let's get them to where they have 1 less hour of joy and 1 more hour of anything. So they can still do joy stuff if they need it to, but we can also get a little bit more work out of them, which might be nice. Alright, we're still not starting up the game because we need to... Lancy looks crazy. He's all red. Huh. Okay. If you look on the ground, this is silver. This is packaged survival mill. This is wood, obviously. These are medical packs, but they have this red X on them, and they can't access them. This is steel, which we actually need a lot of. So what we're going to do is if you double-click... It'll all of them on the screen. It'll be able to click on them, and you hit F. It allows access. So this right here is forbidding the colonists from interacting with them. If you hit F, they're allowed access to it. So when that check mark is on there, they're allowed access. F. We go right here. F. The food we got. This. And then the wood. There's no wood really whatsoever on this planet. Alright, and then the last thing is we're going to be looking at all of their skills. So Lancy Valentine, we're going to set him up with the survival rifle because he has the best shooting. Okay? We're going to hit the period key. Geek Tech is the best at melee, so we're gonna give him the plasteel knife. And then Zul'jin, he's only got a 1 for shooting and an 8 for melee, so we're actually gonna give him the pistol. And we're gonna start it up so they can grab their stuff. Once they grab that, they'll be good to go. You have 3 different speeds that you can do it. Original just 1 times speed, 2 times speed, and this is 3, but I think it's actually like 3 or 5 times speed or something like that. I don't know what's going on. But I do know that there's some more food right here. We're gonna make sure we unforbid that. And some more steel right here. Make sure that's unforbidden. 'Cause you're unforbidden too. Alright, so we have all of our steel set up. We want to make sure we get all of these set pretty good. And one thing we're going to look for is we have this right here is a steam geyser. You want to keep that close because in an ice sheet it gets so cold, but having those steam geysers pretty much gives you free warmth and can also later on give you electricity, which is nice. So very, very nice. Alright, so I am thinking that we are going to be building in this area right here. And we're going to be building in the mountain. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check before we still haven't even really started the game up. We let them pick up their weapons and that was it. We're going to check and we need to make sure that where we can create a growing zone. And there's not a lot of areas for it, but that's actually a pretty nice spot right there. And it's already like enclosed for the most part. So yeah, let's build this spot up right here. We're gonna set up a stockpile area. So this will allow them to store all their stuff in there. We do not want to allow buried corpses. No. Human-like corpses. No. And then we're gonna set up a growing zone. If I can actually click on it. Right here, right off the bat. And we're going to set out to where they can cover this up. So whenever you, if you see me right click, that's what I'm doing. I'm hitting that right there. You have orders, which gives you all of your basic orders. Mining, hauling things, cutting plants, harvesting plants, chopped wood, etc., etc. Zone area is how you zone different areas out, so you can actually zone areas for growing zones, dumping stockpiles, regular stockpiles, delete zones, expand home area, which will tell people where to clean up and everything like that, where to keep kind of organized and make sure things are running well. Expand no roof area and then clear no roof area. Expand snow clear area, right? And I wonder, I've never really. Well, that'll... No, okay. Don't mind me. And expand allowed area. Allowed area is defined as areas that you can assign to colonists. So you can say, okay, you're only allowed to be in this area right here. If you have this person that's only one as a cook, they're amazing cooks and they do everything else like crap. You can say, all right, here's area 1, area 2, area 3, and only certain people are allowed in those areas. I've never even gotten up that high because I always end up dying for my people killing each other. But hey, we'll see what's going on. Structures is where you bet steel doors, steel walls, and steel auto doors. Then you also, if you click on it, it'll say silver or wood and you know other stuff. Production is how you get your research tables and you get different things along those lines. Furniture is obviously what it is. Furniture. Power is your power supplies and tools. Not tools, not power tools, but you know what I mean. Security, miscellaneous, which is where you get your sun lamps. Orbital trading, comms, and graves. Floors. Joy items, which give joy to the members, obviously. Ship items, which eventually your end goal of the game is to build a ship to get off the RimWorld to be awesome. And then things to help the temperature not be so detrimental. So we're gonna first start off and we're gonna build a steel wall right here and right here. Right, too thick because insulation actually is a thing in this game. You have to worry about things like that. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's do this as a steel door right here. And then we'll make a steel wall right here and right here. Just gonna just double us up some insulation so we can stay a little bit warmer. All right, and then we'll actually set these up a little bit different too. One thing that's beautiful about this game, and one thing that I love, is that everybody plays the game absolutely completely different, and you know, it's just fun that way. So I set mine up, and I actually give them a little bit of a walkway here. And my logic behind it is that it helps to, whenever this door opens, if you'd only had one door right here, every time it opened, it would put cold air into this area. And we're going to try to keep this area warm, because right now when we're starting off, this is going to be our living area. We want that place to be warm as can be. So, having two doors makes it to where it's less likely for the air directly to go in there. That's my logic. Find fault in it, I don't care. And let's actually delete this. Zone area. We're gonna make this more like so. Actually, you know what? I don't care. We're gonna put this up in the corner. Keep going, keep going. And I know this is going to be a longer episode for the first one, kind of getting started off and everything like that, but I hope that you guys just kind of, you know, get everything. And if you've already been playing the game, you're like, Dream, we already know all this. Great. There's other people out there that haven't played the game, have never seen it, and I want them to make sure they can follow along with everything as well. So, they will get started putting everything in here. And mining and building up and everything like that. So hopefully they start constructing pretty quick. So we're going to let them do their thing. And as you can see, Lancey is very tan with big spike mohawks. Geek Tech actually looks like a female even though it's a male. Don't question it. And then they go up there, they're going to eat, all that good stuff. Alright, so we have one wall done. And I know it's going to have an opening right here in the middle. It's just going to happen. Nothing we can do to get away from that one. For right now. And that's why I actually kind of built this out a little bit different than I usually do. But it's okay. Now one thing that we also need to add here is while we don't have a bed yet, we need to put sleeping spots. So we have them a spot to sleep in. We'll actually put these right along this wall. And we only have 3 people, but we'll gain another one here shortly. It always does the same thing whenever the game starts. Lancey, you're just sleeping in the snow. You're going to get sick. I really wanted to have them completely indoors. Hypothermia. Colonist needs rescue. Alright, Zul'jin is going to save Lancey. And while they're doing that, we're actually going to set up a another little spot right here. I don't really want to go too far into this, but I'm going to have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's got to be 14. No, 13. And then so if I did that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Alright. Lancey is helping Zul'jin. Let's get some temperature in here. Please start building this up quick. Lancey, don't die. I'm trying to save you, buddy. Crap, Zul'jin's in a daze. Zul'jin, you're gonna get hypothermia too. It's way too cold here. See, this is the difficulties of running and working on the with the ice sheet. It's so freaking hard. Right now it's 2 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So that's why everybody's already like got damage to them. Stressed, and broken. Not good. Health. Right here, frostbite. Sorry, Geek Tech, you are gonna have to prioritize constructing this wall. So we're indoors right here, that's good. Somebody's got an infection. Oh crap! It's too cold, they all just freaking died. Let's see what happens. We're gonna see what happens to this. Starvation. Now it's gonna become nighttime. Lancey died because of hypothermia. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, let's see. Load colony. We do have those autosaves are not for this game at all. Poopy. Well darn. Alright, so Zul'jin has collapsed due to extreme exhaustion, which means he's going to be sleeping outside. He's incapacitated right now. Geek Tech's going to die. Lance is already dead. I think that's a sign that we are going to need to start this up. Hold on. Somebody alive? Is anybody out there? Is anybody there? No. Incapacitated. We might just be able to salvage this. But probably not now because we got a hard snow coming in. At least it's June, you know, so I mean that helps. Now Zul'jin's got an infection. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys, and we'll get this all kind of sorted as it goes along. Okay, somebody else has got, no, Zul'jin's got another infection now in his right thumb. It happens. We'll get this taken care of, guys, and next time I'll start it off, and we'll just kind of start off with everything, showing you who the guys are and getting started right away. And we'll try to see if we can find the same area. Until then, I'm DreamRiver23 reminding you to game happy, and I will see you all later. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment on this video. Peace!